Hello, beautiful souls. This is going to be an April energy update. So it's a little different than the videos that I typically put out, but this is almost like a precursor or a pairing to the global meditation that we will be having on the 4th. And so if you're not yet aware of that, 4 years ago on April 4th, there was a mass meditation, and it said that millions, I even saw reports of over 1 billion people are said to have participated in that, all on April 4th. And I remember the energy of it. I remember the energy the next day. And I know that that shifted the timeline greatly, all of us coming together like that. I got the download to do it again this April 4th, 4 years later. The energy is similar but very different to that time period. So that was a period of massive shift. And in that way, it's very similar. But this time, we have worked through so much density and energies and transformed and released on a collective level that this shift is very, very positive if we choose to make it positive, if we choose to align with it. So I was guided to put on a mass meditation this April 4th. So I'm going to be doing it live on my YouTube at 11:11 Eastern time. So New York time, 11:11 to 11:33. It'll be 22 minutes. If you can't join on YouTube, you can do it on your own and just meditate for new earth, heaven on earth, utopia, peace, love, whatever feels best for you. Or you can do it anytime on the 4th. And you can watch the replay anytime, because anytime you watch it, after we have it live, the replay will be available, and anytime you watch it, then you can participate in it. So Matt and I wanted to come together with you today to bring forth a lot of the downloads and the energies that we're getting, and why I felt so guided and so compelled to try to bring as many people together to meditate and ascend in a couple days. So this is going to be kind of like a precursor to that mass meditation. And we intend that what we talk about, you get what you need from it today. So we're both going to just kind of be talking about what we've been picking up on, how to really work with these energies, and how to get the most out of these energies. So before we started, I told Matt that I received an angel number 85 yesterday, and I have this angel number book, and I looked it up, and it totally resonated, because it said, this change that you're going through is inevitable, but it is your choice to make it positive. So I'm seeing a lot with the intensities and the energies. I'm seeing a lot of choice points. And I got the metaphor or analogy, like with all these eclipses and just we all know what's going on. It's a lot. It's like the cosmos is giving us a divine hammer, and you can use that tool to build your dream house, because it will do whatever you choose for it to do. You can use it to build your dream house, or you could smash your thumb with it. So the energies are intense, but it is our choice how we want to direct our attention, how we want to direct our energy. And so that's really what I'm feeling for this time period, for the month of April. And I want to give it to Matt. I know that he's picked up on some things, and then we'll kind of just go back and forth until it feels complete.
So hi everybody, I'm Matt, MC Ward Light, for those who don't know me. Soul brother to Rachel, we've known each other for a while. So 4 years ago, like Rachel mentioned, there was this mass meditation that really, really shifted everybody collectively. It's very, very powerful. I remember, Rachel, we talked about it. We saw and felt a huge shift the day after. And there has been this full spiral energy, since then. It was a leap year, and this year is also a leap year. And even in your leap year activation that you put out, you talked about how things can just shift instantly, just like that. And things did that year. Um, and things are and can, I feel like there are shifting like instantly again. The difference is that, so when I heard that, that brought up some fear within me because of what I was used to, what I experienced personally back then in 2020. But it doesn't have to be that. I feel there are some major positive shifts happening this time around. And we get to choose that too, just like the hammer, just with our intentions. And that is enough. By intending and saying, I'm going to experience these shifts positively, ideally, as per my intentions and desire and highest good or whatever, that's enough. We are no longer victims to outside circumstances and things. We are God. God is his conscious, deliberate creators. And we get to decide. And this is also a year. There was also energies around this time last year of quantum leaping, quantum jumping. This is a huge time. This is when things shift right now. This on coming up on April 4th is a portal of quantum jumping, a quantum leap, completely new. And it's up to us to let go of the 4D. We've been transitioning from the 3D for a while, and it's time to let go of the 4D so we may open up, allow, and flow into the 5D. And when I say flow, I mean this doesn't require so much of us anymore. We have, a lot of us here, especially if you're listening, have done the work, have set the intentions, done all the stuff, done the healing, all that stuff. And it is now time for the unseen, the external parts of the universe. We're all one, but it's just the extension that you are to assist you. God, source, angels, whatever, so many different things, other people. And I'm going to come back to that, other people and everything is this is the unity consciousness that is being anchored in for all the gears, everything to come together and mesh in harmony. And a huge theme as well. So as we are letting go of the 4D and allowing, again, with the choice, like it doesn't require ego. We want to control, we want to do things, and I know that, and I just get a sense that it's way beyond that. It requires a little our attention and some effort, but then there's that, like I think you said it in an activation, was this active flow or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with that is an extension of this is the energy is there's a lot we are coming together. So much of us have done things alone. We have, I done things by ourselves, internal healing, maybe, but now is the time, the lone wolf is over. There's no more of that, where it's time for us to come together with not just in communities, but just not even just like vibe, like-hearted communities, but just our soul tribe. Our soul tribe, those that resonate, those that we have connected with in other lives, those who are so close to us on a soul level, we are coming back together to collaborate, to assist each other in our dreams, desires, manifestations of heaven on earth, thus creating a larger collective earth, worldwide heaven on earth. Because I know we are done with the zero-sum game. When we win, others win, and because we are all one. And we are allowing others, just like the unseen I was talking about a little bit ago, we are allowing the unseen, we're allowing others to work for us. Like we have a desire, and it is others' desires to help that, as well as the unseen, like angels, God, goddess, source, whoever. It's the people around us and the unseen. Everything. It's that pronoia again that you've talked about before. Is the pronoia is everything is conspiring for us, and that is the trust that we are adopting. And again, we don't have to believe that. That's the thing. We don't have to believe. We don't have to know that. We just have to intend and allow that. And that trust is enough.
Absolutely. Oh, did you have something else? Sorry.
I feel pretty complete.
Okay. Yeah, it is, what we were talking about, and one of the reasons why I felt so guided to try and get as many people together and just raise each other's frequency is I know that a lot of people have felt alone and isolated at times, but you're not. There's this huge wave of us who are ready for these 5D frequencies. And in this new earth, it doesn't have the competition. It doesn't have like those lower vibrational things, because as Matt said, when something works out for one of us, we allow it to work out for all of us. And so I know that there's been talk of a split, the new earth, the old earth. We have already been experiencing that within our own state of consciousness. So we can be experiencing a reality that is very, very, very different than our neighbor. And that's where the split has been and where it continues to go. But as Matt said, since 2020, we have been transitioning from 3D to 5D, but we've been in the 4D. We've been in the letting go of all of that heavy density, all of that weight, inviting in, preparing for this new 5D, 6D beyond frequencies. And this period of time with these eclipses, with the 4-4 portal, is gifting us, if we choose, because it's our choice. And there will be many people who don't choose, who aren't ready, and that's okay. There's not a right or a wrong. It's just a choice. But those who choose and who are ready for it, we will be fully embodying this new earth, this 5D and beyond frequency within our consciousness, coming together, having it being reflected in very interesting ways. And so, Matt alluded to this as well, but really pretty much the final energy that we both have been picking up on is allowing ourselves to enter into that unknown. It's that active flow that he referred to, that I talked about in one of my sessions. You're active because you're a conscious creator and you have a choice. You have a choice when something comes up that's undesired, an old thought, an old expectation. You can choose to recreate that. You can choose to accept it. Or you can choose something that feels more aligned. We are not victim to these old energies anymore. We have a choice. And every time you actively choose, whether that's with an intention, whether that's with embodying a new state of energy, a visualization, however that an action, like whatever that choice point is, every time you make that new choice, you are embodying more and more and more of this new frequency and this new state of consciousness. So for those who are ready, those who are making the choice at this time, we will be expanding, creating, living in this new earth, this new 5D. And we cannot take with us the expectations of the old, because it won't be anything like the old. So as we consciously, and we're active in our intentions and our conscious creation, there is a flow into the unknown, an allowance, allowing the divine that's working through all and working with you directly, working through you, working with you, to take you through that flow, to show you what this new earth looks like. Just before this session, or this conversation that we're having, Matt and I talked privately, and I told him something that was brought up within me that I knew was just ready to go. It was just ready to be transcended for good. And he was like, well, we could do the whole thing that I've done so many times. Like, how does little Rachael feel? Like all of the healing that was known to me, like going into the inner child and subconscious, the known stuff. We're like, we're not doing that this time. You know what? I'm going to focus on the freedom from this, not focusing on how to solve what came up, but focusing on the freedom. And just that, I don't know, 5 minutes into the conversation, the resolution came up in a way that neither one of us could have predicted at all. And so it was the perfect example of active flow. I have this intention. My intention is freedom. from this particular thing that came up for me. But I'm just going to hold that intention and allow the most ideal 5D transmutation of it. And it happened almost immediately. So that was the perfect example, I think, of that. That's pretty much what I'm feeling. Do you have anything else to add for the energies right now?
Yeah, just to further what you were just saying is, and to also combine it with what I was saying is that you remembered something that you already knew,
Mhm.
that that was the relief. And that was, your higher self, other beings, that was the unseen assisting you. You were ready to release that. That was an example of the unseen to assist us. The unseen assisted you. And then you're like, it was an epiphany. Something you already knew, but all it took was triggering that memory of that thing, and it was perfect. It was perfect. We didn't have to go through all this other stuff. It was just that.
Mhm.
And going back to what you were saying about like how like this is the unknown, this is a shift that we're going through, is that if it feels scary at all, that's okay. That's completely okay. I don't think any of us in any lifetime in any world have ever experienced what we have been through and what we are going to. There's never been this contrast, there's never been this duality, but it's going to be, and especially if you choose something really really amazing. And then again, the unknown's scary to us because it's what we're used to, being victims and other things, circumstances and all that other stuff. But the main thing is you are not alone. Even if you're living in like your own, like a cabin in the woods in the middle of a country somewhere, even that unseen divine assistance will be there to help you. And for most or many, the soul tribe that is coming together, even if it's just for a little bit or whatever, you are not alone. And that's what we're encouraging, is for us all to come together on this mass meditation here coming up on the 4th, to come together. And even if it's just for that 22 minutes, we are all going to get some amazing light. There's just going to be pouring in. I know there's like solar flares and other energy going on, it's all ideal, and it's going to be absolutely world changing. Period.
And that reminds me of just a couple more things. This is what happens when we get going with this stuff.
Hold on to those.
Yeah. Um, uh, we were talking the other day about how we're on this precipice of the new, right? And I was like, oh, I feel like we've been saying this for so long. I was like, but you can be on a precipice of something for a while, right? Like in the whole grand scheme of things, being on a precipice of something for 2 years is not that long a time, but now we're like in it. I heard this channeling, they had channeled the Galactic Federation, and they said the exact same thing that I picked up on like a couple days before that. And they said it's like if you're in a pot of water and you're not in it, but you're boiling a pot of water and you turn it on, it's starting to get hot. Then little bubbles come up and then some more bubbles, and then it's like a full boil. That's what we've been going through, the pot of water. But now we're at that full boil stage.
Aries
And we're
season,
ready.
picking up the heat. Sorry.
Yeah, and this eclipse season is like turned up to high.
But again, ideal, ideal.
I do. Yeah. I felt like there was one more thing, but it's escaping me now, so maybe it wasn't meant to come through. Um, yeah, I believe that's it. Oh, I just got ahead of it, but it's not fully through.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Oh, okay, there it is. Um, when Matt was saying if it feels uncomfortable or if it feels scary, that's okay. Um, I was working with a personal trainer and he was having me use one of those foam roller things, like those hard foam tubes, and you roll your muscles out and they like release your muscles. They target knots and help to smooth out the knots and things. And I hate them because they're uncomfortable. And so I don't do it. And so there was, I was rolling it up on my calf and there was just stuff to be worked out. And so at first we're just rolling it up and down my calf. And then he's like, okay, now I want you to find the most uncomfortable part and stay there. And I translated that into my own personal practice of embodying the new. It's like what I've always seen in my mind's eye, what I always felt, what I knew to be true for my heaven on earth, for collective heaven on earth. It's now time for it to be embodied, to be taken out of the world of the ethers and grounded in here on earth. But there's parts of it because it's so unknown. It's so unknown that it's uncomfortable. And in that discomfort, everything within me does not want to hold onto that. But I keep thinking about that roller because it was uncomfortable and I didn't like it, but then my muscle relaxed and it released. So I have been doing that and sitting in the discomfort of the new, the discomfort of the joy, of the fulfillment, of the desired, continuing to bring myself back into that place and welcoming that discomfort, because all it is something that we haven't done before. It's that tight muscle that needs to be relaxed into so that you can experience that freedom. And so that's the last piece that I wanted to talk about, my little metaphor. I pull from like all over for these.
Your channel.
Yeah, I'm like constantly channeling. Okay. So anything in
Yeah,
addition?
I just want to say, I'll end it here because we'll go back and forth forever. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Um, is that how the new things, the new earth can seem uncomfortable, and we can't even imagine it sometimes. And this is points. If you don't have anything, I invite you to meditate on during the 4-4 mass meditation that we're doing is, and sit with it. If it's uncomfortable, I'm going to give you some prompts. Is, can you imagine a world free, true freedom, where the children to come, will never know what we have experienced, what we were born into, with free energy solutions, with abundance in all areas, everywhere, with love from everyone, where you are able to have your heart's desires like that. That we live in harmony with Mother Earth, with Mother Gaia, her tools, her technologies, with other beings. Can you imagine what peace feels like? Can you feel that? Can you know that? Can you trust that to come and stay without a shoe to drop, without any drama, without and or? We can have it all. You can have what you desire. The life with the people, your loved ones, free, healthy, abundant. Please tap into that. Let your imagination, that is God, come through you and expand. Open yourself up to the amazing possibilities. No ifs, ands, or buts, the amazing things that you will experience with others for all of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, and all of her inhabitants. Feel that within your being, or at least intend that.
And leading up to 4-4, past 4-4, can we continue to bring ourselves back into that? And we'll end here. That was perfect. I was reading from my Neville book, and what I read yesterday was, once you assume the new state that we just did just here now, once you assume it, don't turn back and look at the old. Don't question if you detached from the old. Assume the new. That's what you did. That's what you're doing. That's what we're doing collectively. So thank you so much for tuning in. This was something that we've never done before, but yeah, it's definitely fun. So again, 4/4 at 11:11 to 11:33 Eastern time, New York time. We'll be here live on YouTube. If you can't join us live on YouTube, then watch the replay. If you want to meditate on your own, meditate on your own, meditate on 4/4. There's freedom here.
Whatever feels right, whatever you want to do. And if you can't visualize, just the intention, the feeling.
Just intend, feel, hold space, ground it in. We are
Oh,
all, yes, we all are the technology that's grounding in these frequencies. So however it feels best for you, honor that. But just the purpose is that coming together, helping one another up to the peak of the mountain because we're there. Okay, so thank you so much. Matt, MC Word of the Light, will be holding space for me and assisting in the 4/4 meditation. And so I'm going to link to his information below, and the link to the 4/4 meditation will be linked below as well. And I think that's it. Sending you so much love and light. Bye.